Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is qualifying. In race number 2 of the NOFSRL Krispy Kreme Series, we are here at the South Boston Speedway. The Hers Potato Chips 200 actually beginning very soon over on Napa Fan. We're going to go ahead and do qualifying for both this event and the Dirt Hill Trick Series race from the ISM Raceway all in one video. So we're going to go ahead and get qualifying done here for the Krispy Kreme Series from South Boston. And in a little under 2 hours, we're going to be racing here on the Hers Potato Chips 200. The second race of the season. It's been 2 weeks since these guys have raced. But it was this lady right here who won that thrilling race at Daytona 2 weeks ago, Audra Baranowskis in the number 46. And this race track is a direct contrast to what we saw last time at Daytona. It's actually the shortest track on the circuit, only 0.4 miles in length. Of course, Daytona 2.5 miles in length. It's only a 50-lap race, though, so it's not going to take that long to get the race underway, especially if we do not end up with any cautions. It's going to be interesting to see how the race plays out. And I do know it's going to be a fun one here from the South Boston Speedway in South Boston, Virginia. 10-minute session, fastest time. Wins the pole position for the Hers Potato Chips 200 beginning in less than 2 hours over on Napa Fan. And Audra Baranowskis, the fastest driver out there, the number 46. She is looking to get the pole position for this race, maybe go 2 in a row to start the season off here in the Krispy Kreme Series. Really fast time there, 15.084. The number 14 of Eric Miller, if I can remember, had a good starting position at Daytona last time around, is second fastest. Now the 55 machine of Ashlyn Boyd has gone to second. Now Eric Miller has gone back to the top of the board. And Miller is now the fastest driver here in qualifying from the South Boston Speedway. This place is definitely very, very wild. The shortest racetrack on the circuit. These guys, they make a lot of moves around here. Sometimes they go 3 wide and sometimes they overshoot the corner. We're going to probably see a lot of that in the race later tonight. All these guys are prepared for that. Number 69 machine, Noah Cars, up to the second position. Matter of fact, I think it was Noah Cars and Eric Miller who were on the front row at Daytona last week, but Cars had the pole with Miller won the pole last week. And Cars was going to win the pole, but Miller came in late in the session last week to take it away. So they're actually in the same positions, not anymore. The number 20 machine and now the number 28 have jumped to the second positions. Number 28 there, Cody Sill, second fastest. Jonathan Logan in the number 21. Now the number 20 is the top of the board, Dylan Kroom. Another one of these first-time drivers. We'll see where the number 20 machine is. Dylan Kroom, Eric Miller is second. Cody Sill, Jonathan Logan. And now Cody Sill has gone to the top of the board. No one has cracked 15 seconds yet in this session. It's going to be interesting to see if any of these guys can actually do so. There is your fastest driver, Cody Sill, the number 28. So it's Cody Sill. Now it's the 03. Austin Colano has cracked the 15-second mark. The 03 looking to start on the pole position for tonight's race here from South Boston. Not tomorrow's race. It's going to be happening tonight. Really good time there by Austin Colano, the only driver under 15 seconds so far here in Hers Potato Chips 200 qualifying from South Boston. Cody Sill, Dylan Kroom, Noah Cars, Eric Miller, Jonathan Logan, Ashlyn Boyd, Christopher Alphaby, Tristan Allen, and the 46 of Audra Baranowskis. That is the top 10. As of right now, still with 5 minutes remaining here in South Boston qualifying. Austin Colano with the fastest time. Of course, this qualifying session also acting as a bit of a practice session for these drivers, hoping to get a feel for the racetrack. Of course, it's difficult to work your way from a super speedway down to the short track just like that. They race completely differently from each other. It's going to be very interesting to see which of these drivers gets it done later tonight here in the Hers Potato Chips 200. Carter Friesen has moved up to 10th. And now the number 11, Victor Delgado, has moved up to the 8th position. He's right behind our fastest driver, Austin Colano. Delgado has moved himself back up into a pretty solid position, up to the 6th position for Colano, or for Delgado, excuse me. And it's Jonathan Logan, Ashland Boyd, Christopher Elfby, and Tristan Allen, the rest of the top 10. By the way, my mouth is like really dry, and I don't really feel like talking right now. I don't have a water bottle with me, so that's why I haven't been saying anything during this section. During this session. Excuse me. Get all the bugs out in qualifying before I do the actual race, because no one watches qualifying, so I can say things and people will never notice them. So that's a good thing. Not that I'm going to say things. Austin Colano still fastest. However, the 38 of Thomas Troxel has gone to 3rd as the number 9, right ahead of Austin Colano. Late in the session has gone to 2nd as Mitch Hobbs has got the 2nd fastest time. Number 14 machine. Eric Miller still 4th. 28 of Cody Sill still 5th. guys have had a lot of time to clock in quite a few laps here at South Boston, so it isn't really much of a surprise. We're still seeing some faster times here. And we got 3 drivers under 15 seconds. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the race plays out later tonight here from the South Boston Speedway. And that's it, right there. Austin Colano with the pole from South Boston. That is how they will line up for tonight's event. We do have one tie between Victor Delgado and Jonathan Logan, and another between Christopher Alfby and Dale Salzman. Those ties will be broken on points, but other than that, that is how they will line up for tonight's Hers Potato Chips 200 from South Boston. We're going to go ahead, send you out to the ISM Raceway, and get to qualifying for the Turkey Hill Truck Series from Phoenix. Race number 3 tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're going to set the field for that race in the Circle K 150 right now. Congratulations to Austin Colano. The race is at 7 p.m. tonight over on Napa Fam. Hope you guys check it out and see what Austin Colano and the rest of the field can do here from South Boston. I will see you guys later. And hello once again. As y'all just saw qualify from the South Boston Speedway in the Krispy Kreme Series, we are now on the other end of the country. Phoenix, Arizona, the ISM Raceway, the newly reconfigured ISM Raceway here. We are excited to be here bringing you action for tomorrow's Circle K 150 in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. We're going to have ourselves a great race, 38 laps tomorrow. We're going to have pit stops for the first time ever. We're going to have one set in tomorrow's race. And of course, the start-finish line, as you can tell, in a completely new position. That will definitely affect how these guys race. And even the dogleg and everything else, the way these guys are going to race this racetrack is going to be a little bit different than what we have seen in past years before the reconfiguration. So I'm going to ask you, Trey, what do you think we're going to see in tomorrow's inaugural event at the newly reconfigured ISM Raceway at Phoenix?
I think we're definitely going to see some crazy restarts. Like you said, the start-finish line, it is moved, not on the old front straightaway anymore. That is now the back straightaway. The start-finish line is placed Talladega style right before you get to turn number 1 in the dog leg. We're going to see some wild 3 wide, maybe 4 wide restarts here. Insanely crazy. And I just want to tip my cap to the folks here at the ISM Raceway for this beautiful renovation of this track. Over $7 million project to go into the beautiful modernification of this track. We've got our grandstands added in the turns 3 and 4 area. We have a camper ground, as you see. Trey Bartow is now passing by, so a beautiful renovation, and everyone's going to want to win this inaugural event here. So it's going to be a wild one. It's going to be interesting, and we'll just have to see who ends up in body armor victory lane.
Of course, it's not the first ever race here at the ISM Raceway. This is a traditional race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Circle K 150, been coming here since season number 2. And last year's winner was our defending champion, John R. Came in clutch here last year when it was the penultimate race of the season. And that win right here, about a year ago, is what ultimately gave him that championship last year. But with it being the 3rd race of the season, I think drivers are going to tackle this race a little bit differently, maybe play it a little bit more aggressive. And like I mentioned, we're going to have pit stops in the event tomorrow. And you can see they're going to use the dog leg for the first time ever as well. They're not afraid to use that anymore. So that'll also play into who gets the race victory. As for who's fastest right now, that's Matthew Logan in the 69 for Tanker Motorsports. Of course, Tanker Motorsports, an experienced Chick-fil-A Cup Series team. They're bringing in a rookie driver here, but they might get something going for him here at the ISM Raceway. And of course, last week, Michelangelo Nwangwu won on only his 2nd career Napa Fam start. He comes into this race the points leader for JSS Motors, 10 points ahead of defending champion John Arndt. So, guys like Nwangwu, your driver, Owen Miles, Cole Sampson coming in, a lot of these newer faces. Do you think these guys are going to have the upper hand this season and have it on the veterans? Or do you think at some point guys like John Arndt, Trey Barger, Jesse Turner are going to find their way up to the top of the standings this season?
I'm not entirely sure, Napa fan, because yes, we did have Michelangelo Nwangwu win last week at Las Vegas, but we come here to Phoenix. Phoenix, it's a flat racetrack. Veteran drivers seem to shine here, but we do have quite a few wildcard tracks in the season as well at Armory Digital and Talladega. We did see Andrew Ross make a run at the championship last year, but ultimately he finished second, so I'm going to say the veterans are going to prevail this season, but I could be wrong because we do have a lot of true rookies to Napa fan, and who knows, they could have been ultimate champions in other leagues, so we'll just have to see as the season progresses.
Of course, we have true rookies, but we also have just rookies to the series who have raced before on Napa Fan. Guys like Chase Marks and Chris Skindler, who've actually been racing for quite a while. They've actually been away for a while on Napa Fan and come back this season. And they're 1-2. Chase Marks with the provisional pole, and Chris Skindler had a great run in Las Vegas. Could have won the race. Got passed on the final green flag lap by Michelangelo Nwangwu, and I believe finished in the 3rd position. But of course, Skindler, he comes into this event 5th in the championship standings. Got a good chance at possibly taking the points lead after the 3rd race of the season. We head to Atlanta next weekend. And you mentioned those wildcard races, Talladega and Armory Digital. That's another wildcard race. The Atlanta Motor Speedway, we saw a lot of passing. As a matter of fact, that race last season had more passing than any other race last season. So you know that Atlanta is going to be interesting. This place, maybe not as much on the passing, but we're definitely going to see ourselves a great event. Even though we're not going to see a lot of different leaders. We still will see multiple leaders, but the way these guys are going to be making the moves here at ISM is going to be a little bit difficult to make the pass, as we have seen that outside lane works really well off of turn number 2 now. It used to be turn number 4. It's now turn number 2. But it's still going to be a great race tomorrow. Definitely recommend you check it out here. Circle K 150. Chase Marks and Chris Skindler 1-2. Matthew Logan is 3rd fastest. Fisher G also had a great run at Las Vegas last week, and you know this guy is good. As a matter of fact, he has won this race before as well. He won this race in 2017. So we actually have 2 of our past winners here, the ISM Raceway, in the event, that being Fisher G and John Arndt. Fisher G currently 4th fastest. Dale Lightning, Josh Williamson with a great run in the 99. Skylar Perry, Dan Park, Cole Sampson, and Edwin Mendez, the top 10 in ISM Raceway qualifying in the Turkey Hill Truck Series.
Should be like you said, this should be a pretty interesting race tomorrow evening, so I'm not sure if it's evening or day, but
gonna be during the day, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Napa Fan. There's your truck. First time you guys are running this scheme for American Motorsports. Your driver Owen Miles.
Contact right there.
And that right there is something we're going to see a lot of in tomorrow's race as well. Those guys sliding up through turns 1 and 2 especially. And one thing, you may not have noticed it because it's kind of hard to see them, but the names are finally on the back of these trucks. We finally got the prints from the printing company. That's what we're saying. But obviously I was just too lazy to do them when the season began. Finally got to them, and they'll be on these trucks for the rest of the season, so you know who's in what truck without me having to tell you, if you can read that small. But either way, and a couple guys moving their way up here. Number 35, Trey Smith, Jason Tucker in the 82 up to 6th. And Sebastian Kukulon in the 10th position right now for Angel Racing. Of course, Kukulon, a veteran of this series, his 2nd season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Have to see what he can do on that number 24 machine. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the race victory and where they're going to come from in the race tomorrow. It's looking like a lot of the newer guys, and of course we got guys like Mendez up there, Fisher G, and Chase Marks, Chris Skindler, but we don't have many long-time veterans like Jesse Turner, Nicholas Sam, Medeo, Zachary Fitzwater, Trey Bartow, John Art inside the top 10 right there. So it's going to be interesting to see how those guys fare in tomorrow's event. There is your fastest driver right now here qualifying for the Circle K 150, Chase Marks for Robin Hood Racing, Christian Russell's team. Looking pretty strong here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Agreed. So we have less than a minute left to qualify. I believe the 14 truck is going to get the pole unless someone has a blazing fast lap here. I'm going to make a prediction for tomorrow's race. I predict John Art is going to get his 1st win of the season, 20th win overall. Because as the stats,
21st win overall. He already has 20.
21st win overall. And I say that because his stats show, regardless of what series, John Hart usually runs up front here at the ISM Raceway. So the track surface too much yet, so he may be able to find that old John Hart line and maybe steal the win away from some people.
You have to see. He's currently 20th fastest right now. Not exactly the best place to start, but he did win this race in the clutch moment he won this race, and he needed it most. And that's what effectively gave him the championship, was the win right here in the Circle K 150 last year. McAngelo and the Wangwu just moved up to 10th. And I mentioned, you know, how strong this team was at Daytona, and they won last week. They might just be the team to beat this season. If they can get a good run tomorrow, we're going to have to see what they can pull. Maybe pull a rabbit out of the hat. No pun intended right there, because there is a rabbit on that truck, Bugs Bunny. You never say you pull Bugs Bunny out of a hat, but I guess there are some of those cartoons where that happened. I don't know. I haven't seen all of them. We get all the crap out in qualifying. We won't make jokes like that in the race tomorrow, don't worry. Number 14, Chase Marks, on his way to a pole position at ISM Raceway. So, I know you said John Hart's going to win, but what are the chances you give this guy in being in victory lane tomorrow?
He has definitely run consistently in the qualifying session, so I'd say he's going to make a run at it, but I think he definitely has a top 5 truck, so I'm guessing he'll probably finish somewhere in the top 5, if not the win. But like I said earlier, we'll just have to see. The Circle K 250.
150.
150. Not qualifying, folks, because I'm...
Exactly. That's what we're saying. Let me get it all out now. Then we're perfect when we get to the race tomorrow. Well, someone was perfect. That was Chase Marks in the number 14 pole position for the Circle K 150 from the ISM Raceway. Chris Skinler, Matthew Logan, Edwin Mendez, Fisher G, the top 5. Great run for Josh Williamson, Trey Smith, Adam Garcia, Jason Tucker, Dale Lightning, the top 10 right there. And McAngelo and the Wang, we're going to be on that inside lane, starting in 11th position. You mentioned John Hart, going to be starting 22nd. Take a look at the rest of the results right there for you guys, and that's how they will line up for tomorrow's 38-lap event here from the ISM Raceway. And a lot of long-time veterans starting in the back of the field. We'll have to see if they play some pit strategy in the race tomorrow, because we will have pit stops. We will have a set of pit stops in the race tomorrow, so that'll definitely affect who gets the race victory. It's going to be a great one, though. We just don't know what to expect, but I can guarantee you that the start of the race is going to be something like you've never seen before. So stick around, 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on NapaFam. It's the Circle K 150. Coming up in less than 2 hours on NapaFam, the Hers Potato Chips 200 in the ARCA Racing Series, in the NOFSRL Krispy Kreme Series. We're still kind of unofficially calling it the ARCA Series, but... you will see that 50-lap race from South Boston commence here very shortly over on NapaFam. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Chase Marks on winning the pole here at the ISM Raceway. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for the Circle K 150. I will see you guys later.